Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Tom from UDS with another edition of UDS Interviews, our series where we chat to interesting people from around the world. Now, my guest this week is an indie rock band that combines dual vocalists with evocative instrumentals to create a sound all of their own. With plenty of impressive live shows already under their belt and some exceptional singles dropping very soon, they're destined to take the world by storm. All the way from Germany, it is my pleasure to introduce arguably the most handsomest band performing today, Whitepaper. 'Cause I'm searching for something I can't define. Is it ever getting as big as in my mind? Can you hear these quiets calling? I'm screaming out for a better time, wasting How's it going, guys?
Doing great. Yeah, thanks. How are you?
Very well, very well. I guess as good as you can be in 2020. You know, it's a funny old year. How are things out in Germany at the moment with the whole sort of pandemic and everything?
Well, just 2 hours ago, the government decided basically a new lockdown, so everything but stores will be closed from Monday on. Yeah, that's how it's going.
Yeah, it's the same over here. It's the same over here. It doesn't look like anyone can sort it out. But I guess that means no live shows for you guys either.
Yes, it does.
No way. Yeah, there's just live streams coming up. We're playing, but yeah, no live shows.
It's such a shame. It's such a shame. But at least, you know, we'll talk about it in a sec. At least you are releasing some new music. So at least there's something to look forward to this year. But before we get to that, obviously, we're all friends here, and one of the ways that I like to get to know my friends, my Freunde, a little bit better is to ask the hard-hitting questions, the difficult questions, and that is, if each of you individually was a type of sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you say best represents you as a person?
Listen.
We thought, yeah, okay. It's like a very psychological question.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say that every time I'm with a different person, I'm a different sandwich. So every time the person, I'm not just what you wish me to be, but still, it's always different. So, yeah, I'd say
like a chameleon of a sandwich. I like it. What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of well, maybe it's another direction, because I would say I'm always the same sandwich, but inside the sandwich there are some things that don't really match maybe. So I guess I would have some fruits on my sandwich and then some, I don't know, mustard or some things that you would not ordinarily put together on a sandwich.
Interesting.
I think he's the guy, when you see him or get to know him, then at first you think, you know this guy a bit, but then you really get to know the sandwich if you open it up, and then you think like, Jesus Christ, what's in there? You never expect from the beginning that this guy is how he is. Yeah, that's right.
A sandwich full of surprises. I like it. I like it a lot.
Where's this coming from?
I hope it's all nice surprises. What about you other guys?
Super tough question. I don't know what kind of sandwich a drummer would be, but maybe like a stick. Extremely tasty, juicy.
Yeah, deep. Yeah. A big thick sandwich, like stacked high.
Exactly, with a lot of sauce on it, maybe a little chicken.
Hell yeah. You sound delicious.
Yeah, extremely delicious, but not so healthy, maybe.
all I heard was sehr lecker.
Sehr lecker.
I thought about it, what we as a band could be like as a sandwich, and I think, I'm like a honey sandwich with sardines in it.
Okay. I mean,
I can be very sweet but salty inside, something like that.
I mean, I can honestly say I've never tried a honey and sardine sandwich, but I mean, I can think of worse combinations, like salty and sweet. It can go. So yeah, I mean, that's 4 very, very good tasting sandwiches, I think. So it's good to know you guys just that little bit better. We should probably talk about music at some point and not just sandwiches, as much as I would love to spend the next 20 minutes talking about sandwiches. But anyway, your latest single, and I'm going to probably get the pronunciation completely wrong, Hiraeth, is out in just over a week, dropping November 6th. So what can people expect from this release?
On the one hand, it's energetic and pushing you forward and has a lot of energy. But still, there's some atmosphere in it which is a bit melancholic and longing. Yeah, so I think that describes the song the most. Do you want to say it?
Like the pronunciation is like you said a Welsh word. It's called Hiraeth. Like
that's what
that's what we were thinking.
Yeah,
you're almost certainly right. I've never even been to Wales, so my understanding of Gaelic, Welsh, all of that stuff is completely not there. So I took a stab in the dark, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah, but everyone pronounces it wrong, so don't worry. Actually, the song is quite like the ones from our first EP last year. So it has definitely some similarities to our other songs. It's a very energetic song, and like many people said that the sound in general is, it's really connectable to our previous songs, and we kind of continue with our style and
just try to build it up from there and add some more elements and go into more details, and then want to move on with some different stuff.
Cool. Well, we'll talk about hopefully that different stuff in just a second, but sticking with the title, which I'm not going to say again because I still will get it wrong. But obviously, it's the Welsh word for, if I remember correctly, sort of homesickness and nostalgia. And where did you guys sort of stumble across this word and sort of decide? How did you decide this is going to be the title of the song?
I wrote this song in August 2019, last year, and I think it was in a magazine where this word was explained, and at the same time I was writing a song about my feelings about life. So it's a bit about a bigger searching for something you can't define. That's what the lyrics are in the chorus. And when I first read that word, it was the perfect match for that song. It's okay.
Very cool. And speaking of lyrics, obviously you guys have 2 lead vocalists, and obviously it's predominantly the vocalist that writes the lyrics. Do you split the lyric writing between the 2 of you, or is there someone that sort of has a more dominant role with making the words?
It always depends. There are some songs on the last EP, soundtracks, or Billy Joe, that was written by Max, 21 and Acoustic, songs I wrote, and then there are songs we wrote together, like Waste My Day, which is our biggest song so far, and it always depends. And right now we're also writing a song together. For 21, also Lewis wrote some stuff and I edited it. So sometimes it can be collaborative, but most of the times it's also that we come up with ideas and write the song by ourselves. Yeah.
Awesome. And speaking of upcoming music, you have 2 more singles after this one dropping fairly soon. Can you tell us a little bit more about them, or is it still pretty secret? What can we discuss?
So, as Joe said before, Hiraeth is going to be more like maybe the culmination of the stuff we did previously, and then the next 2 songs are going to go in a bit different direction. So the second, or the first after Hiraeth, is going to be more like a ballad. And it's going to be pretty pretty calm, maybe, and we like wanted to open a door between Hiraeth and Superheroes, which is going to be the second song. So there's a lot of space between, which is where the third song in Tokyo will go, and it will be, maybe a bit a different sound than what people are used to hear from us.
Cool. And can we reveal or have any sort of indication of how long after Hiraeth this new song is going to come out?
We are planning to have about 3 weeks between each release.
Not long. Very exciting. Well, looking from the future to better times in the past when everyone could, hold hands and hug and everything like that. You guys have already played a number of live shows before the pandemic. Have you got any crazy or funny stories from playing live or touring that you could share with the world?
Doch, good of a story.
Yeah, well, we thought about it a little bit earlier because there were so many funny moments which we can't really describe. But one special moment for us was at the very beginning of our live sessions, I would say, where we were in Austria playing at a small flat with some friends of us. And later it actually turned out that one of the people living there was an international movie star.
We're not going to say who it was because
we're not going to say who it was.
We don't want to go and discuss his private life, but somebody pretty important.
Wow.
Especially in our childhood, an actor who we actually knew. It was a pretty funny moment afterwards.
That's amazing. I mean, can you tell us if they were European or UK or American? Just so that I can fantasize this about in my head of who it could be.
European.
Okay, that's very interesting. That must have been so. You guys didn't know until after you'd finished playing, or did you know before you went on stage? Did you say?
We only saw him before the gig, and then later that night, somebody told us. Remember that night?
Yeah. We were all like, "Oh, we feel like we know this guy. From where do we know this guy?" And it was pretty funny afterwards.
There you go. At least you can sort of chalk up one celebrity fan. So that's a pretty cool claim to fame. Well, that leads on quite nicely to the next question, which is here at UDS we don't just talk about music, we talk about the breadth of pop culture. So we do talk about movies, we talk about video games, comic books, everything that we basically think is cool. We'll end up having a chat about it. So with that in mind, if you could have one of your songs featured in anything, whether it be a movie, video game, anything you could ever dream of, what would it be?
So I'm not the guy playing video games at all, but I think the couple of times I played FIFA, I quite enjoyed it. And for some songs, it would be great to have the soundtrack because there's just some good music in it, and I think that would be great. Apart from that, in a movie, that would be just the best feeling. Or in a series, imagining myself sitting there in the cinema and then thinking, "Damn, this is the atmosphere created by the music." That would be great. I'm a big fan of Christopher Nolan, but I'm not sure if our music fits in there. No, so maybe not. But I just say I don't care. Christopher Nolan,
get it in there. Get in there.
Yeah, get in there. Yeah, right.
What about the rest?
Just make the movie like the song, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Or he could direct a music video. Do it the other way around.
Yeah, definitely.
Would be cool too.
I'm sure he's cheap. What's he going to do after Tenet? He's probably not that cheap.
Maybe we know some great actors.
Exactly. You got the connections. What about you other guys? What would you like to see a Whitepaper track featured in?
Yeah, I think for me it would also be a movie, mainly because every kind of music sounds better if it's played on big speakers, and cinemas have really big speakers. So
very true.
So you just don't care about the movie, or
just care about the sound system.
It would be nice if the movie was okay, but that's not the important thing.
At least the music is there.
I think for the pandemic, I was watching How I Met Your Mother a lot. I rediscovered it because I watched it on TV when I was a teen, and yeah, it's kind of funny. And it would be nice to have a song of us in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. I mean, they'd have to come out of retirement and do another episode. But again, you've got the Hollywood connections. You can make it happen now. You can make it happen.
Almost.
Yeah.
For me, it was definitely a gamer in my teenager years, and so I think it would be cool to play like if I'm driving a car in a video game and in the radio our songs are played. And it's always kind of amazing how successful some of these songs turned out afterwards. Like, for example, GTA 5 was a huge success worldwide, and like every song in the game became famous afterwards. And this is always pretty cool because people hear our songs so much in the game that they almost have to listen to them in real life.
There you go. I mean.
And was on FIFA as well, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes, if like Catfish and Bottom
might be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean the FIFA soundtracks. I remember playing FIFA games from about 10 years ago that I still remember the soundtrack. And as soon as I hear it, I was like, where do I know this song from? I've heard it 1,000 times on FIFA before. And it's crazy how it sticks. It's the same with the Tony Hawk skateboarding games. Those soundtracks always stick with me, and they're all fantastic.
The old Need for Speed games, like with their soundtrack, it was so cool.
That's it. I have to mention, because you mentioned FIFA, do you guys follow any particular team or anyone out in Germany or in the UK or anything like that?
I follow American football, which is maybe the most popular thing to say on a German-English collaboration here, but yeah. I'm rooting for the Green Bay Packers. That's
okay.
Go Pack, go.
There you go. I was in Germany very briefly last year, and I saw a St. Pauli game. So they are like my spiritual German team.
They're very cool, and they're connected to rock music as well.
Yeah, exactly, which is awesome. And like they're pretty, they're pretty. What's the word? An ethical team. They have good morals as well, which is nice to see. Plus, Hamburg is a lovely city. I know you guys are based down in the south, aren't you?
We are.
Yeah.
I need to visit that part of Germany. Like, my 1 year class I took of German, I need to make the most of it before I forget even more of it. So I will make a trip. And maybe whenever we can go to shows again, maybe we can meet up and do this in person sometime.
Say hello here in the south.
Absolutely.
You can sleep on our couch if you want to.
Hell yeah. I've got no excuse now. That's very generous of you. Thank you. Well, obviously, hopefully, plans like that can happen in the future, but in the meantime, what does the rest of 2020 and beyond have in store for you guys?
So right now, it's quite funny because we're bringing out some singles right now, but we're already planning the whole next year. Of course, tours are cancelled, a lot of gigs, but we're planning on going to studio this December, January, and then there's some singles coming up in the beginning of the next year, and also the next bigger thing in the middle of next year. Yeah, that's what we're planning on right now, and getting things done, writing songs.
Meeting actors.
That's it. You got a network. It's not what you know, it's who you know, as they say. So very cool, very cool. Well, the last question that we always end with it's a silly one, but damn it, I've done it for 3 years and I'm not going to stop now. And that is, we are UDS, which stands for Upside Down Shark. And I have no idea why we decided on the name Upside Down Shark, but we're in way too deep to change it now. But with that in mind, what are your guys' favorite sharks? And they can be real, they could be fictional, so they could be something from a movie or something from nature. But what would you say your favorite shark is?
I like lemon sharks. And because of the name, maybe. They sound kind of sweet.
They do. Or sour. A little bit of both.
My favorite shark is Bruce from Finding Nemo.
Great choice.
You're right. Absolutely no clue of sharks. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Neither do I. I don't know. Someone drew us a shark one time, as you can see there, and we got a signal now.
I mean, that's our favorite shark, the one in the background.
The one in the background is my absolutely favorite shark.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sure you would have said that anyway, but I appreciate it. What about you, David?
I know when you said maybe a fictional shark, there was one movie, and I really loved it because the shark was able to get on the land, and then because it was horror or whatever, and he was fighting against it. Was it Panther?
Tank.
He was fighting against the tank. So there was the shark on land fighting a tank, and the tank was able to stand up. And it was not the tank didn't fire on the shark. No, it just kicked it with the feet and stuff because it was able to walk. It was just crazy. So I thought of this shark and thought this one is just stupid. So that's my favorite shark.
That's a great scene to have our songs play to.
Yeah,
there you go. It all fits together. That sounds like an incredible movie. After this, I'm gonna Google "shark fights tank" and see what my image search bring up. So, thank you for that. But I do have one more final question, and it's a boring one. So I have to get the shark one out of the way first. It is, where can people find you online?
So on Instagram we call it Whitepaper Music, and
with an underscore in between.
Yeah, Whitepaper_music. And it would be great if you want to follow us on Spotify. We're also there, or Apple Music. Yeah. So you can find us everywhere. There's also a music video coming out for Hiraeth, so check out our YouTube channel.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Called Whitepaper on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put a link to everything in the description below to make sure that it's nice and easy for people to find. But guys, thank you so much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.
That's great.
For us as well. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to hear it. And for anyone watching at home, as I say, make sure to listen to Hiraeth out November 6th. Keep it locked on Whitepaper for all new releases coming throughout the year. Hit subscribe for interviews with all sorts of creative people from around the world. And I shall catch you next time.
What is this all about? Waiting for love to make our friendship stumble.